Right, hello everybody, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. It's me, Mikey, and I'm back today for a brand new episode of mine and Luke's Series Swap, where we react to each other's reactions. I'm not going to do a particularly huge intro on this one, because truth be told, I'm not entirely sure what it's about. All I know is that it is football related, it's got something to do with recognition, awards. I'm series swapping this today so that I can give some extra support to Luke, who, as most of you know, is my best mate. He's my channel manager, and he is the Auction Man Reacts. And normally he is a reactor, you know, who reacts to things just the same as I do. But today's done something a bit different. This is something that he's been planning to do for a while. He told me about it last week or earlier this week. Yeah, I can't go too much into it in terms of an intro, but all I can say is that the video is called Harry Kane and the 2025, forgive me for this, Balon d'Or. I haven't got a clue. But yeah, I wanted to show my support for this video because it's something he's worked his socks off on it. It's taken a lot of work, and I just want to show my support and have a look at this different kind of video for myself. He told me about it earlier, seemed keen for me to see it, and I thought this is probably going to be the best way. So just do the usual, guys. Don't forget to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to Luke's channel. I'm not going to say push you to subscribe to my channel unless you like people that are dense about football. I haven't got a clue. My commentary on this one is going to be minimal, so you know. All I know about football is if you touch the ball with your hands, then you're probably the goalie. That's about it. So yeah, we're going to get straight into it, guys. If you're into football, you probably know what this is about. I can't even comment. I don't know what that means. So yeah, we're just going to watch it and see what happens. Again, I'm doing this mainly to show my support for this new thing that he's doing. He said if this gets enough support, then he's going to do more stuff like this. Just do everything you can, guys. Just go and like the video, leave a comment. The original video on the channel, on his channel. Go and find it. Go and give it a like, a comment, share it. Just go and have a look. And yeah, I'm sorry if I'm sounding a bit insincere. I just don't know how to push this in terms of football. But yeah, we're going to watch. We're going to see what happens and see how much I can understand. Let's see.
What's going on, and welcome back to the channel. It's me, TUIMR, also known as the Auction Man Reacts, and today this is a different kind of video. It's kind of a reaction video because this video is basically me giving my opinions, thoughts, and kind of review on something, but it's not something where I'll be sat here watching an episode of a TV show or movie and reacting to it in real time. No, this video is about the 2025 Balon d'Or, which is, for anybody who doesn't know, the award given awarded every calendar year to the men's and women's football player that the International Football Federation considers the best player on the planet in the previous 12 calendar months. Okay. And the reason why I'm making this video is because...
So it's like best actor or best actress then at the Oscars kind of thing. So anyway, I know how to put it.
The 2025 Balon d'Or winner and total rankings, the top 30, the final top 30, is just, in my opinion, an absolute joke. Now, before I get into this video, I just want to preface this by saying I have nothing against Ousmane Dembele, okay? I'm really happy for him in the sense that he's won the Balon d'Or after a career full of injuries and struggles during his time at Barcelona, and never really...
Yes, I'm letting the ads play. Obvious reasons, very important, guys. Let the ads play. It's how he gets revenue.
Being allowed to show just how much talent and potential he had as much as he would have hoped. Because, you know, I remember when he was young, when he was 18, 19, 20 years old. I remember when whether I was watching him play or on FIFA Career, he'd always pop up when you sent a scout out to look for young players in your FIFA Manager career mode. He'd always be a player that you'd get in your report, and he'd have a crazy rating at such a young age, and you'd always look at him and you'd be like, yeah, he's going to be an amazing player in the future. He was one of those players that you said that about. It was like when you went on FIFA 2009 and you saw Philippe Coutinho as a young kid, and you say he's going to be an amazing player one day when he's older. And, well, I guess the jury's still out on that one. But, yeah, the 2025 Ballon d'Or rankings and...
Sorry, guys, just to repeat, I'm not into football in the slightest bit, so a lot of this is probably going to confuse me. I get the general basis, especially after the intro. Kind of excited that it could potentially be a bit of a rant. I love it when Luke goes on a rant. Something enjoyable about it. But yeah, a lot of it is going to go way over my head.
Who
Just
they
forgive me if I
ultimately
look a bit
gave the award
blank-faced.
to was a bit ridiculous. So what I'm going to go into in this video is talk about players whose rankings made absolutely no sense. I'm going to talk about how the Balon d'Or, the people who decide who wins the Balon d'Or, and basically the rankings themselves have ignored so many different elements that should be considered when it comes to awarding a player such an award as this. It's going to be kind of a reaction, but anyway.
Okay.
So before I get into Dembele, I just want to talk about one thing, okay? Just one little thing. So here it is. It's the ranking of Harry Kane, okay? Now Harry Kane,
I do know
for
his
me,
name,
is
at
the
least.
greatest English player who has ever lived. He is the highest goal scorer in English history. He scored the most goals for England. He became the all-time leading goal scorer for Tottenham Hotspur in like 10 years. Not even 10 years. His first proper goal-scoring season was the 2014-15 season. And since that season, he has not gone through a full calendar year where he has had less than 30 goal involvements. Since 2014-15. So that is 11 years in a row where he has had more than 30 goal involvements every single year for 11 years. When you talk about form and consistency, that is ridiculous. Because Harry Kane is an incredible player. You know, whenever we've gone to England, whenever England goes to a tournament in the last 3 tournaments we've been at, he's always been the player that we're pinning most of our hopes on. And most of the time, he's delivered, especially at the last tournament. And in the previous calendar year, he racked up 48 goals and 14 assists, 52 goal involvements in the last calendar year. Ousmane Dembele didn't even get close to that for PSG. And he was ranked 13th. He didn't even get in the top 10, which meant he was ranked above players like Pedri, Nuno Mendes, Donnarumma, Cole Palmer. Now, Cole Palmer is another great player, and he's an English player, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how well he does for us at the next World Cup in America in 2026. But Cole Palmer didn't get close to those kind of numbers for Chelsea last season, and they won nothing. Harry Kane won his first major trophy last season for Bayern Munich, and won the Bundesliga. So, yeah, I think they kind of ignored that. Now, I know the Ballon d'Or trophies have a huge influence. So, after the 2024 World Cup the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, when Argentina won it, Lionel Messi was given the Ballon d'Or immediately after the tournament, and Emiliano Martinez was given the Golden Glove Award, the award they give out for the best goalkeeper in the world, purely because Argentina won the World Cup. Despite the fact that Messi at that point was, well past his best in his career. And of course, Dembele
No idea.
is a PSG player who won the Champions League last season, at the end of last season, which counts as being in the last calendar year of football. Trophies do have a huge influence on the awards that they give out. But Ousmane Dembele didn't have 52 goal involvements. And he hasn't gone every single season in the last 11 years where he hasn't had less than 30 goal involvements in every single year. So, that's the first thing I wanted to mention. Harry Kane's ranking is ridiculous. Never mind the top 10, he should be in the top 5. It's just an absolute joke. Once again, I'm going to touch on Harry Kane just once more, because you can see it here clear as day. These are his career statistics on Wikipedia. Now, these don't include assists. This is just appearances and goals. But there, from 2014-15 until 2022-2023, he scored 31 goals, then 28 goals. But in that season, he got a few assists, which meant his goal involvements went above 30, and then 35, 41, 24, 24 again, assists for Tottenham and goals for England and assists for England. Also took his goal involvements in those season above 30, 33, 27, again assists and put his goal involvements above 30, and then 32. He ended his Tottenham career with 435 appearances and 280 goals. And then at Bayern Munich, he has scored 44 goals in 45 games. Last season he scored 41 in 51, and this season he scored 15 goals in 8 games. Then, by contrast, we look at Usman.
See, this bit I can make sense of because it's numbers, it's graphs, not graphs, it's like tables. I can kind of make sense of this. But yeah, just some of the terms are I'm repeating myself with this because I don't want to look uninterested. I am trying to take it in, I'm trying to learn. But yeah, it's just completely... It's too late for me. I'm not going to learn this. I've given up. I'm not going to learn this at this later stage in my life. But I will take an interest.
Dembele's career stats. So, last season at PSG, he scored 35 goals in 53 games. And this season, he scored 2 goals in 4 games. But then before that, this is how his goal form per season goes since the 2014-15 season. Now, remember what I've just shown you about Harry Kane's goal stats since 2014-15, and then compare that to this. So this is goals since 2014-15. 13, 0, 12, 10, 0, 4, 14, 1, 11, 2, 8, 6, 35. That is a joke. Now, I understand that the Balon d'Or is awarded based on performance in the last 12 months, but even then, Harry Kane has absolutely outranked Ousmane Dembele in every possible way in the last 12 months and in the last 12 years. 11 years, however long it is, even in the last 12 years, to be honest, because Harry Kane was still scoring more goals per year than Ousmane Dembele has in almost every season of his career when he was on loan at Millwall in the Championship. This is an absolute joke. And then another player that the final ranking of has got people talking is the Liverpool star Mohamed Salah. He's been ranked 4th.
Another ad.
That's Ladisfaction from Ladbrokes.
Now, first of all, once again, do not get me wrong. I am not saying that Mohamed Salah doesn't deserve to be considered, at least when it comes to the final rankings of an award like this, because he is absolutely positively definitely one of the best players in the world. No doubt about that. But again, I have to go back to the Harry Kane thing. When it comes to goals, yeah, he's been incredible for Liverpool. He hasn't gone an entire season where he scored less than 23 goals since he joined. In his first season at Liverpool, he scored 44 goals in 52 games. That is incredible for your first season at a Premier League club after being a Chelsea reject and spending the next 3 years of your career in Italy. I mean, my only kind of reference or memory of Mohamed Salah before he joined Liverpool was when my club, Bradford City, played against Chelsea in the FA Cup in the 2014-15 season, and we beat them 4-2 at Stamford Bridge from 2-0 down, and Mohamed Salah was playing in that game. That was my only reference of him before he joined Liverpool, and then all of a sudden he was the best player in the league, probably. I mean, maybe there was a couple of other players that the fans of the clubs that those players played for would say were the best players. But again, consistency has a lot to answer for, and he has been consistent. His goal form since 2017-18 to 2024-25 last season is 44, 27, 23, 31, 31, 30, 25, 34. That is incredible. But once again, we have to go back to Harry Kane, because he's, had
numbers
very similar numbers, and in most seasons he's done better. So again, Harry Kane,
Yeah.
not getting in the top.
Again, for me, this is all easy to understand because there are numbers. I can see it. It's physically in front of me. If you were just telling me this, I'd be like, what? What did you say? Who's lost the Kane? You know, that'd be me if I were, yeah. But I can see it. So yeah, it's numbers. I can, yeah. Figures don't lie. You know? When you put the numbers together, yeah, I totally see where you are coming from. I'm guessing you're going to get into... I guess obviously you're going somewhere with this. You know, you're going to explain what you think has gone on there. But yeah, looking at these numbers, it really does seem unfair. And hasn't that Harry Kane been around forever? I'm sorry, I think my dad had a book about Harry Kane, I think, years ago. Did he? I think he did. The name rings a bell. I'm pretty sure the name was on a book in my house when I was a kid. Pretty sure. But yeah, regardless. Yeah, the numbers don't lie. I can see what you mean. And I can see why you're so annoyed about it, you know? Obviously, you can't fault what these other guys have done. Because in the case of the guy you were just talking about, Salah, was it? Yeah, again, pretty good numbers. But I think looking at duration... I think it's the duration, the length of time. I'm really trying. Length of time with a place. Oh, I feel like I feel like a kid trying to grasp algebra. Let's carry on. You explain.
Is that fair? No, it is not.
No, it is not.
The next player that I'm going to talk about in terms of their final ranking is Rafinha, who was ranked 5th in the final top 30. Now this one is just ridiculous. He had 64 goal involvements in the last 12 months of football for Barcelona, and he didn't even get close to the award. Now,
why? Look at that.
Easy, Jack. Get out there.
Copilot, how do I simplify my research? What about a metaphor? Yeah. Enzymes
about
are
use
like
your
an
own
elite
brain.
squad of microscopic stunt performers.
That's not your work. No, I won't try Copilot. I'll think for myself, thank you. Next. Here we go.
We know that when it comes to the Balon d'Or,
Right.
we know trophies play a huge part in who wins it.
Okay, so you keep saying that about trophies. I mean, like, the more trophies you get, the more likely you are to win. They're like the more medals you get playing like the local league ones. You know, like my dad used to referee. The more medals they got, the more chance they had of winning. Like, you know, they do like the prize giving. Yeah, they normally have everyone round in a smoky pub, or they did years ago. And they call kids up one by one. It goes on for about 8 years, and it fucking bores you to tears, or it did me at least. Yeah, those prize giving nights. Is that sort of related to that? Have I got that wrong? I've probably got it wrong. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to... Yeah.
But there has to be a line of how far winning a major trophy takes you in terms of the race, the journey towards winning the Ballon d'Or. Because again, Dembele hasn't come close to numbers like that. Nowhere near.
Okay.
64 goal involvements for a struggling Barcelona who have been having their own share of troubles. I mean, yeah, no, at the moment, they've got a really good squad. They've got probably the best young player in the world in Lamine Yamal. They've got Pedri, and they've got... And Rafinha has got himself, you know, with those incredible abilities and goal scoring and goal creating abilities that he has. But it's still a struggling club that is nowhere near the kind of power and status that it was once upon a time during the glory years under Pep and, you know, those special...
Yeah, do you know, I was just thinking just then, Barcelona was really good once upon a time, wasn't it? I remember my brothers playing a FIFA game and they used to fight over who got to be Barcelona or Brazil. They used to fight over that, like literally hit each other with a controller fight. So yeah, I thought when you first brought this guy up and it said Barcelona, I thought, okay, well, so they do well. So yeah, that's surprising. Yeah.
Times where they were just the ultimate club when they had Messi, Iniesta, Sergio Busquets, Carlos Puyol, Xavi, Samuel Eto'o, players like that. Just we all remember that era, guys. It was mainly kicked off when they won the Champions League against Manchester United in the two.
Sorry, Puyol. Sorry, I had to get that laugh out. I'm sorry, this is serious. Sorry. I need to grow up. I'm sorry. This is why I don't know anything, because I'm stupid and I find childish things funny. Right. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I mean it. Hand on heart, I'm sorry. I did not want to sit here laughing. Sorry, let's carry on.
2008-9 season. But, yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. 64 goal involvements at a club...
Yes, yeah, that is struggling, yes. Yeah, that's an achievement.
That is not...
Should be commended.
Those huge power clubs
That
in
wasn't
Europe
even
anymore.
close. That's it, isn't it? You're saying that he did a really good job in a struggling club and should be commended, but hasn't even gotten close. That's it, right? I'm following this correctly?
That is incredible. It has to be said. That is incredible. But once again, I'm going to have to come back to Harry Kane because, let's be honest, this video, I know I said in the beginning that it's kind of my reaction to the Balon d'Or as a whole, but at the end of the day, it's mostly about Harry because, again, 62 goal involvements in the last calendar year is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And Victor Gyökeres, he won the award for the greatest striker in Europe.
Meet the new Status Pro.
Send him a house
Pick up
money,
the
that
Google
was.
Pixel 10 Pro XL with O2 and save up to £700. Plus, get an extra £200
Blimey,
with
how
your
many
trade-in
outbreaks are
from
there?
under £46 a month. And roam freely in the EU, up to 25 gig. O2, essential for living.
With the exact same number. So, again, where is the line drawn? Oh no, sorry, 63 goals in all competitions. One goal higher than Harry Kane. But let's be honest, it's the first season where he's ever performed at such a level that anybody apart from the supporters of the club that he plays for had ever even heard his name. And now he's at Arsenal, not exactly banging in hat-tricks every week. But yeah, Harry Kane, they say that form is temporary, class is permanent. And I just have to ask, how important is that philosophy to the people who make the final decisions on the rankings and the ultimate winner of the Balon d'Or every year? Because clearly it means nothing. Every year these rankings come out and there's always at least a few players whose rankings make absolutely no sense based on their form and their performances and their statistics, whether they're ranked too low or too high. And in this video I am definitely basing it on a player who's been ranked too low based on their performance. 62 goal involvements is just unbelievable. I know people are going to argue with me and say, well, he's playing in the Bundesliga now for the best, richest, most powerful club in that league who, a bit like the Scottish Premier League, win the Bundesliga every single season, apart from the odd shock season when someone else wins it, like Bayern Leverkusen did the season before last. I know. But it doesn't matter. He's still playing for one of the biggest clubs in world football. They're in the Champions League, so they still have to play against other huge clubs and perform well against them. And as far as I'm concerned, the Bundesliga is not an easy league. Just because he plays for the strongest club in that league doesn't mean he has it easy. He still has to play against clubs with fantastic talent. They still have Borussia Dortmund, who have good players and a stadium with 80,000 people screaming at them, intimidating the players of the away team, and, you know, creating an atmosphere that would make the players of the opposing team feel like the opponent in the Roman Colosseum that the crowd hated the most. You know, I mean, maybe that's a bit too far. Okay, fair enough. But still,
I can get it.
Where do we draw the line on this? Harry Kane has gone every single season for the last 11 years of his career, where he has racked up at least 30 goal involvements, no less than that, for the last 11 years in a row. And he has won nothing for it. Yeah, he's won a couple of Premier League Player of the Year awards. He's been named in the Premier League Team of the Season a couple of times and things like that. But when it comes to, like, really the awards that we associate with the true greats, like Ronaldo and Messi winning the Balon d'Or and the FIFA World's Men's Best Player, awards like that, he's never come close to them. And this season, this year's edition of the Balon d'Or, this is the most egregious, disgusting ranking of Harry Kane I've ever seen. 62 goal contributions to his team, and he doesn't even get in the top 10.
Yeah, it's a real...
Yet players with less do.
They've shat on him, for sure.
I just don't understand where the line is drawn anymore with this.
No.
I
mean, I'm new to this, and through my fresh eyes, I'm looking at it that... Don't take this the wrong way, because obviously I know that young talent is a real thing for this kind of thing. Do you think they're just focusing on the younger people? You know, putting younger names out there, giving these awards to younger people with more time ahead of them. I mean, again, I don't know exactly how this works, but I know that he's been around for a while, isn't he? Harry Kane. He's been around for a bit. And could that be it? Could they just be, you know, pushing younger people? I mean, I don't know how old these people are, but they look a bit younger in the pictures that you've shown. Yeah, I don't know, I think from my point of view, it looks like a kind of a PR move. You know, put the right face and the right age range in that winning. So I'm probably talking bollocks here. But this is what I'm taking from it as an outsider's perspective. It's like, again, comparing it to like the Oscars or something, which I don't pay attention to. But you know, when you hear that someone's won an Oscar and you're like, how? They were shit. And yet someone that was absolutely fantastic, you know, like you would sit there and you go, oh, they got robbed. They were robbed. Absolutely robbed. Or on something like Britain's Got Talent or X Factor, you look and go, do you know what? They had a sensational performance. That person who was rubbish, how are they getting further and further? And a lot of times with talent shows, it is about putting the right face at the front. Or the people that are doing it because they've got a reason. You know? Could that be... I don't know. See what you say. That's what I'm taking from it at this early stage. A bit like a fix is what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying it is a fix. I'm just saying it's resembling what in other industries you would call a fix. You know? It's just what it seems like to me.
An absolute joke. And I just think he deserves better.
Yes, he does.
What is it? What does he have to do to be recognised?
Don't know. Play on one foot.
He's just had the best season of his career.
Although from what you've been explaining through this, he probably could play. He probably could play like just hopping around on one foot. You know? And still not get anywhere. I'm feeling a bit angry about this, I'm not going to lie. You know, obviously I'm getting the fundamental bit of it. You know, he works really hard. He's got a really low ranking and nowhere close to a big award, and other people that have done much less, or even a little bit less, still less, are getting further on than he is. Yeah. It's pissed me off, actually, to think of it. It's a bit like working in any daytime job. And, you know, someone that hardly does it, like, think of it like if it's an employee of the month thing, if you like. You do an ordinary job where you work your arse off, you slog your guts out all day, every day. And then someone that works or does less work than you, they get it, and you're like, how? I've done overtime. I've done the work of 2 or 3 people because people have been off ill. I've done holiday cover. And that twat who's just turned up and done their hours, they've taken an extra 5 minutes on the break here and there. They are getting the recognition that I deserve. That's what I'm not saying that's what's happening here. I'm saying that is my perception. This is how I'm filtering all this new information in my head and how I'm putting it into a context I can understand. And if I'm even close with my what I'm making of it there, if I'm even close, then I can yeah.
He just
Sorry.
had the season where he contributed the most goals to his club, and he won a trophy as well. That was his best season. If his best season isn't even good enough for the top 10 of the final
what
Balon
will
d'Or
be?
top 30 ranking,
What do you have
then
to do?
what is? What will it take
I'm getting that.
for
I'm
Harry
getting
Kane
that.
to be recognised for the truly incredible player that he is? He is basically the BMW M5 of footballers. He can do
Can't
everything.
represent it.
He can do more than just score a goal. He can
You can what? Hurry up!
You gotta love Biscoff.
Take your word for it.
Amazon brings the UEFA Champions
come on.
League. Galatasaray versus Liverpool, Tuesday from 6:30 p.m. The UEFA Champions League. It's on
Isn't that
Prime.
the guy that was on here a second ago? That's
pass
Sally.
a ball
Sally?
40, 50
No, I
yards
wouldn't.
down the pitch to a player because he's ran his backside off tracking back to help with the defence, who, you know, is in on goal on the counter-attack, but he hasn't been able to get back with them, but the ball's ended up at his feet, and his attackers are 30, 40 yards down closer to the goal than he is, so he can boot that ball down that line, get it to them and land it on an absolute plate for them to run in and score instead of him. He can track back and help with the defence. He's incredible in the air. He's good on the ball. He's strong. He's still got a bit of pace about him, despite the fact that he's now in his 30s. He's an all-rounder. He's got some...
I think I've got the wrong name, but I have his name can't have been on a book then when I was younger. I mean, I left that house 14 years ago. Can't be the same guy, although maybe it is. No, it can't be. The name just really rings a bell. I've heard the name before, the name has come up before, but it can't be the name that was on the book I was thinking of. No, but he looks older than that. I thought he was older than that. I knew I was talking bollocks. I knew it. This is what happens when I try, you know? Just back off, Mikey. Don't even try. Just forget it. You look a twat.
level of... some decent level of ability in every single attribute a footballer can have. Even though he's a striker, he's still got decent passing and tackling ability, decent ball dribbling and control, holding the ball, holding up possession. I had to make this video and point out
I don't
that
blame you.
Harry Kane deserves so much better than
The
this.
others. Yeah.
But that's just my thoughts on the 2025 Balon d'Or. I guess I'll end this on a positive note and say congratulations to Ousmane Dembele, because he has had a tough
point.
career. The injuries that he's had to deal with, and even though I pointed out his statistics, yeah, he won the Champions League last season, and PSG won the Champions League as well, which is something that I said would never happen. I said that PSG would never win the Champions League no matter how much money they'd spend, because, well, I can't remember why I said that they wouldn't, but I always thought that they'd never win it, and last season they did, so fair play to them. Congratulations to PSG, and to Ousmane Dembélé for winning the Balon d'Or. It is incredible, and as I mentioned earlier in the video, he was one of those players that you did get on your FIFA career mode scouting reports when you went looking for young players who, when they popped up, you looked at their ranking, their overall rating and age, and said to yourself, ooh, one day he's probably going to be one of the best players in the world. And now, officially, he is the best player in the world. That's what the Ballon d'Or means. It means he is,
who decides that?
for the last 12 months at least, the best player in the world. That is what that award means, that golden ball that was awarded to him by ex-Barcelona and PSG legend Ronaldinho
I know that
means. And again, that must have been a really surreal moment for Ousmane Dembélé to be awarded the Ballon d'Or by a player who is a legend at two clubs that he has played for and is playing for. You know, he spent a long period at Barcelona. He had a couple of good seasons there, and now he's at PSG, where he's having the best time of his career. Where again, Ronaldinho played and was a legend there as well, and who also won a Ballon d'Or. You know, Ronaldinho, he's won the award, so it must have been a really good moment for him. Lionel Messi sent his congratulations to Ousmane Dembélé as well, because they were teammates at Barcelona. I think, I'm pretty sure they were. Yeah, they were. So again, that must have been a great moment for him. So yeah, again. And I want to make it clear, I'm not hating on Ousmane Dembélé. I'm just saying that these rankings are ridiculous. I mean,
clear from the off.
If I was to go deeper into this, I would probably talk about other players' rankings as well. I mean, because there's so many rankings that could be talked about. Like, you know, like, for example, Jude Bellingham being ranked lower than Scott McTominay. What the hell is that about? That is a joke. So, according to the Ballon d'Or rankings, Scott McTominay is a better footballer than Jude Bellingham. There are homeless people who are huffing industrial strength cleaning products who wouldn't say something as crazy as that.
Fair point.
But anyway, that is all I've got to say. I could go on about this for a lot longer, but I don't want this video to be ridiculously long. So I will end it by saying well done to Ousmane Dembélé. I hope that his career continues going down a better path now. I hope that he continues to avoid injuries and can remain playing more regularly and putting in the kind of numbers that he did last season to kind of at least justify this award. So, yeah, maybe he will make me look and feel a bit silly. Who knows? If in the next 2-3 seasons he scores 37 goals or 30 plus goals for the next 3-4 seasons, then I will hold my hands up and say, okay, maybe it wasn't that ridiculous of a decision to award him the Ballon d'Or in 2025. But that's what he has to do now. I'm going to say...
Oh, come on.
If he doesn't score at least 30 goals for the next 2, 3, 4 seasons, I won't retract my statements in this video, okay? So I hope you enjoyed this video. I don't know if I'm going to make this a regular thing. It depends on how it performs. I usually make reaction videos, but I just wanted to try something different. So let me know what you thought of this, guys. Let me know if you enjoyed it and if you would like me to make more content like this. I'd be happy to do it if it does well and people watch it and like it, and it gets out there and does well for the channel. But if it doesn't, then it's not exactly helping me or my channel. But I hope that it does. It's football, and I love football. I love to talk about football. I love to get involved in football in any way that I can.
Oh, yes,
because
I know.
obviously I can't play football anymore. My career was, well, if you can call it a career, was cut short at
It was a career.
19 from an injury. So the
was a
closest
career.
I get to being involved in football is talking about it, playing FIFA, and also coaching every now and then. But even that, I haven't done that for a while. So yeah, talking
never
about
know.
football is kind of like the last bastion of involvement I have with it. So it's kind of a thing that allows.
It's still involvement, and you have the perfect platform to do so. I'm going to tell you in a minute, when this is finished, I'm going to tell you my feedback that I'm taking from this, from the perspective of the video. The content, I'll cover that, but obviously the perspective of the video, I'll just give you my honest feedback.
Allows me to still indulge my passion for the beautiful game. So do what you can to help me continue doing that by making this video do well. Like the video and subscribe to the channel, and as I say, if it does well, I will find something else to talk about in terms of football at a later date.
You'll find something.
So
There's
thanks
always
for watching,
something.
and goodbye.
Dembele.
Oh, you left that on there. It's a nice trophy. Come on, stupid ads. Just give it a second and I'll get into my feedback. Right, when are we done? Start playing a different video altogether. Right. Okay. So, the content of the video, I do totally agree. Now that you've walked us through the statistics and all the different, the numbers of how they've been doing for the last few years, now you've talked us through that and given us a little bit of background history. Yes, I totally agree with what you've said there. It is kind of like, he could be standing off somewhere going, what more do you want? Blood? What else do I... What do I need to do? Come on, what do I got to do? Tell me. It's... I'm definitely getting that impression. You're absolutely right, and I can see why that has annoyed you so much. Again, as someone that's got the passion for this sport that you have, I kind of envy that passion. I don't... I do kind of regret not taking an interest years ago, but I have my own interests, and I still have to this day. It's still a subject that goes way over my head, but yeah, all I'm going to say really about the content of it is that yes, I agree. Now that you've shown all the facts and figures and things, yeah, I can completely see that. I really can. So yeah, I do agree with you, and I think you're right to make this kind of video. Now, in terms of the video itself, editing-wise, it was really good. The only thing I would say is that I would have preferred... I know this is a lot of editing and you hate editing, I know, but if I'm going to do this, I need to do it properly and I need to give you the feedback that I feel will help you. I watch a lot of this kind of video of people that do a lot of coverage for, like TV programs that I like, the upcoming Scream. I keep up with updates about the upcoming Scream film. And I think you need to pick like a framework for it in terms of what you see on the screen at any given time. For example, I follow one person that does this kind of, reporting channel. We're going to call it reporting. I know it's not, but yeah, we're just going to call it reporting. One person that reports, I think it's this person here. Just on this suggested here. Yeah, Beyond the Mask. There you go. If you ever watched one of his videos, just any one of them, just have a look and just see how he does it, because he doesn't appear on camera at all. He will have somebody, he will have pictures and clips showing constantly while he's talking. There'll be constant visual stimuli there. But then you get other people, who's this here? Yeah, there you go, Killjoy Jake. That's somebody else who does a little bit of both. You know, they'll appear on camera for a bit, and then it'll be then it'll just be imagery. Given what you were talking about there, I would have liked to have seen more of you on camera. And this is going to sound like utter rubbish, but I think if you're going to continue with this kind of content, again, you might be thinking, oh, what do you know? But this is just my opinion. This is just what I'm taking from this. I think we need to see your face when you do this kind of thing, even if it's just in a small window in the corner, because people need to see the passion that is there. You know, I mean, take someone that is someone that's deaf, let's just say. They are watching this and all they've got to go on is the subtitles. You know, they can't really get the sense of emotion there. I think people like this need to be able to see your face in order to take the content seriously and to listen to you, you know, a bit more intently. You know, because some people are going to come to this not agreeing. Some people are going to watch this because they don't agree. Let's be honest. That's true of all genres of any kind of reporting. So yeah, I think the passion on your face needs to be visible. If not all the way through, then a bit more often. So perhaps, you know, just keep flicking between the camera being on and off and on and off. If you can do that, that would be really helpful. I think, you know, especially at important bits, I think it's just important that people need to see the passion in your face and need to see the seriousness of what you're talking about. Okay, that's just one piece of advice I would give. The other piece is that I would maybe make it a bit shorter. You know, I would probably make this about 15 or 20 minutes long because I think, obviously, I know this is, I'm not trying to criticise, I'm really trying to be as helpful and constructive as I possibly can. But yeah, I would try and make it a little bit shorter, a bit more concise, you know, just focus a bit more on the facts. Obviously, you know, put your own opinions in there. People obviously want an opinion, but, you know, put a bit more focus on the fact side of it. Keep the video a little bit shorter, then obviously we both know from experience that shorter, I mean, like, look at both of our reactions. Both of us have realised that our shorter 30, 40 minute reactions get much more views than the 50, 60 plus minutes at reactions. So yeah, I know this was a first attempt. It's something you're passionate about, something you really want to talk about. I understand that. But yeah, I don't know how much planning you went through for this. I know you've been planning it for a while, but I don't know if you like script something before you start or if you just, you know, see what comes out when you put the mic on. Maybe try that. Maybe like making a bullet point list of things that you want to bring up and go through it and go, you know, does that really need to be in there? Or, you know, and I don't know anything about football. You know, probably everything that you said needed to be there. But yeah, that's what I would do because I've thought about doing something similar to this. In fact, you've inspired me. I just might go ahead and think about that. Some kind of additional side project, you know, just for me. If it brings me some views, then great. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking of doing. And again, it's inspired me, but that's what I plan to do if I do go ahead with that. I'm going to kind of script it, if you like, or put bullet points on a piece of paper, go through it, word it out, record it even just on the microphone and think, no, that's too long. I need to cut some stuff out. But I know you're very passionate, you know, and it's great. It's great that you're putting your heart and soul into it. It really is. And as a video in this context, for me to sit through it, yeah, it was really good. It was, don't get me wrong. But again, that would be my advice, just to make it a little bit shorter, just a bit. And I mean, I know hardcore football fans, they'd sit through 3 hours of it, wouldn't they? Let's be honest. Just as easily as you could sit there for 3 hours making it. There's plenty out there that would sit there for 3 hours watching it. And again, I know you like editing. I know you don't like editing. I know you don't like editing at all. But what might have been good there is if you got some footage. I know, again, this is only a first attempt. I know you probably didn't want to go too mad because you're kind of testing the water with it. But yeah, if maybe in future ones you could maybe get some footage to show how these people play. You know, it's all well and good saying how they play, you know, especially for someone like me who's not entirely up with it. You know, probably it might be a good idea to get some footage going, you know, just clips from performing and games and stuff. And the only other one more thing I would say is Wikipedia. Again, it's not the... I know the statistics probably are accurate, but you could probably, you know, can you get that information from Sky Sports or ESPN or something? I don't know what the sports things are. But yeah, if that was me, I would go for something a bit different to Wikipedia because it's one of those that people will dispute. I'm not saying it because of you. I'm saying it because of other people. There are other people out there that will dispute Wikipedia until their final breath. So yeah, if in future for something like this, use something like, you know, just a different platform, a Sky Sports or whatever, just something other than Wikipedia. I know Wikipedia is a lot easier to find, it's a lot easier to read and what have you, but that's just my opinion. You know, I just think that you know, because of how much people will argue and contest Wikipedia, you know, maybe use a different platform for the facts and figures. But apart from that, you're confident. Sorry, I've hit you straight in the face with the negatives. I'm so sorry. Apart from that, the editing you did do is really good. Nice touch at the end, by the way, leaving the clip of him actually receiving the award. That was nice. I didn't know what that was. I thought that was another ad popped up. So yeah, nice touch there at the end. I really like that. The editing and the way you put it together, the way it went so seamlessly from you being on camera for a second to not being, and just being, you know, the cursor on the screen with your voiceover. That was absolutely perfect. You spoke with such confidence, such knowledge, and I can hear that you have such a strong expertise in this subject. I already know you do. We've had countless conversations. I've read messages this long, all of which I can barely understand. So yeah, the expertise and everything, it totally shines through. You've got the confidence, you've got the passion in your voice. Again, you're not on camera, but I can, because I know you, I can imagine what your face is doing. Sorry. So yeah, you've got all of that. You've got the charisma. You've got the presenter. You know, you're very presentable with it. You're very capable of presenting this kind of thing, is what I'm basically trying to say. So yeah, you've done really, really well with that. You really have. You've done a fantastic job for something that is fairly new to you. You know, I know you've done something similar before, I think, at some point. I know you did something for Rick Mail, a bit of a acknowledgement mini documentary thing, you know, when it was his birthday last year. I know you did that. So yeah, you've got the knack for this kind of thing. But yeah, and of course, if you need any help in the future, you know, just let me know. If you want some, you know, if you want me to, well, basically, if you know what kind of footage you want for any kind of thing like that, let me know and I can happily put it together for you. You know, if you want some background footage to run while you commentate, let me know the clips. I'll put it together for you and I'll put it on Patreon. Not as a one that everyone can view. I'll probably sell it to you for like a penny. You know, we can do that. So yeah, if you need any help with it at all, that's absolutely fine. I don't mind. I know you hate editing, and I've come up with all these ideas, and if you like them, then if you want me to help you, then I will. Yeah, it was really good. It was really informative. I totally agree. You were very concise with it as well. You were very clear. Obviously, some of it went over my head, but to most people that will be clicking on this kind of thing, that won't go over their heads at all. It'll be perfect for them. Yeah, you did just right there. That was great. That was like listening to one of my brothers going on about it, you know. Well, you are my brother, in a sense. We're brothers, but like, yeah. But yeah, anyway, yeah, you know what I mean. One of my big brothers, you know, when they used to talk about football endlessly, it was like I was sitting in the room with them, except this time I was listening. But yeah, I totally agree. You were fair as well. That's another good thing. You were really fair. I'm sorry, I don't know his name. The guy that won it, congratulating him at the end there. Really good there, you know. That fame. Yeah, sorry, well done for that. Well done for including that at the end. Yeah, really gracious, there you go, there's a clue. Yeah, being very gracious about it, you know, very understanding. Again, putting the facts before your opinion. Obviously, there was a good mix of the two. It was a good mix of fact and opinion, but you always put the facts first, which is absolutely perfect. It's exactly what you need to do, and I know that you know that. But I'm just letting you know that I've noticed that it is noticeable that that's what you've done. Obviously, a bit of opinion is important. Of course it is. And that's all anyone can expect from someone that reports or makes content on the internet. You have to give that. It can't just be about facts. You're not a newscaster. You know, you have to give your opinion. But yeah, that was really good. It was really good. I didn't understand it all, you know, but I got what you were saying, you know. It was good. You should really keep up with this kind of thing. You really should. I'm going to do everything I can in my power to help it get viewed more times. I've already put a like on it. In fact, I think I might have been the first person to like it when the thing came up. I was eating my tea at the time. But when the premiere came up, I just popped a like on it straight away and I thought, yeah, I'll do this later. So yeah, just well done to you. That was really great. You should be proud of yourself. Really proud of yourself. Give yourself. I hated it when people said this to me. Give yourself a pat on the back. Yeah, no, seriously, you should be proud of yourself for that. You did really well. Yeah, you've got a real knack for this kind of thing. Keep it up. But again, I would just probably keep it a little bit more polished, a little bit shorter. You know, I don't know if you rehearse this. You'll have to let me know these things. 'Cause I'm probably saying these things and you've done them already. But yeah, maybe do a rehearsal run, write things down, bullet points. You know, just as much prep as you possibly can to make it as concise as you possibly can. And then you could maybe do an extension of these kind of videos by saying, you know, leave your opinions in the comments. We'll read some comments and then you can put a bit more out there. Do you know what I mean? Be a bit more engaged with the audience. And yeah, that's just what I would do. Just because I watch a lot of reporting videos, not sports. I know it's a different kind of thing, but I mean, obviously you can see how many have come up recommended here. Well, oh, only 2, but even so, even so, I've watched lots of Seth MacFarlane lately, and plenty of views. It's all coming up recommended. But yeah, because I watch that kind of thing, I can just give what I have noticed helps to tend to make these videos do well. And I think it's stuff that you could take on board. You know, if you don't want to listen, don't want to do it, then that's absolutely fine. But yeah, that's just what I thought I'd just put out there to you. Stuff I've noticed watching it. But apart from all that, you did absolutely fantastically. Again, confidence, charisma. Your presentation was perfect. The way you were presenting it vocally, just well done. Well done. And you didn't let your emotions get ahead of you either. That's another good point I wanted to raise. You got very passionate about it. A little bit heated at 1 or 2 points, but you didn't let your emotion take over. You know, you clawed it back and you got back to talking facts. And yeah, you just did really well with that. You really did. And it has gone noticed. So if I've noticed, me being as thick as I am, other people will have noticed as well. So yeah, you did really great. I have of course shared it for you, as you know. I've made this video for it now, so yeah, hopefully more people will view this and you can have a glistening side project doing this kind of thing, because I think you'd flourish. You really would. You've got this passion, you've got this energy, and you need to get it out there, you know. And don't do yourself down by saying it's the only way you can stay involved. You're involved by being a fan. The fact that you give your team and other teams and other players the whole game, the fact that you give it the time of day is involvement. You know, don't do yourself down just because you can't play it anymore. That's not the end of the world, you know. And you can do other things as well. Obviously, if you get more into this kind of thing, you do a bit more coverage, then you can do more than your bit, and you're going to be a superstar with it. And maybe even you can even have a separate channel for it. You never know. See what the future holds. But yeah, please keep on doing stuff like this. It was educational for me, and I bet more and more people are going to enjoy this as it gets further spread out onto the internet. So yeah, you keep it up. You keep doing what you're doing, because you're absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to get this wrapped up now. I hope nothing I've said about that was out of line. I hope you've not found me a bit too critical. I'm just here to give you what I think. You know, you've asked for people's opinions about, you know, the video itself, and that's what I thought I'd do. So I hope that you're okay with that. I know you will be, but I just hope that you are. But yeah. Let me know, actually. Let me know what you think. Let me know if I did okay. But yeah, thank you for giving me the chance to do this. I've I have enjoyed it, but I've had to go through it through a different lens, you know, because I'm not football related. I've had to do it based on the video, you know, but yeah, through a different perspective. So it's been kind of a reaction from me. So yeah, still reactions all around. But yeah, well done to you. That was good. Keep it up. Keep working on it. And definitely make more stuff like this, okay? No doubt I'll probably end up speaking to you in a bit, and I will see you soon. Everybody else, have a good day, last night, depending when you were watching, and I'll see you soon. Ta-ra.